of guidebooks, things like this, guidebook brochures from the National Trust, English Heritage, Welsh National Trust, and all sorts of different places. And I realised how many places I'd been to and how many guidebooks I'd bought. And the one, the theme, the largest theme that I seem to have amongst all these guidebooks was visits to castles. And yes, I am a self-professed castle enthusiast, and so I thought that it might be fun just to do a bit of a show and tell of the different guidebooks that have those particularly that relate to castles, and if anybody else likes them, then that will be good. I'm also going to do this while drinking my coffee. And so let's have a look at my first one. These are in absolutely no order whatsoever, just literally as they came out of the box. This is Conway Castle, which is in Wales, and I seem to remember that this was quite. It's a castle which is quite high up on a hill, and if you suffer from vertigo like I do, by the time you've climbed up to the top bit, it really is a long way down. I mean, a beautiful view. So what's really good about some of these guidebooks is you get these bird's eye view sort of maps of the different places, which are really useful when you're wandering around, so that you know what the different bits mean, what the different places are, and you can check through. And one of the reasons that I love buying these guidebooks is that you can bring them home. And obviously I'm a real enthusiast of history and reading, and you can read all the different bits and pieces about the place that you've actually visited afterwards. I know sometimes they can seem like a little bit expensive, but I even go through them now and read them again. So in this one we have, this gives you the history, and this is interesting because there's a small map here, the castles of King Edward I in Wales, and Harlock is just here. So this is Wales for those who don't know. This is Anglesey, and so there's all the different castles here: Caernarfon, Conway, Beaumaris, Cricket, just look at Caernarfon there, yeah. Some really nice pictures, illustrations. Harlock in the War of the Roses, the Civil War and after. Oh, that's nice. This says, see, can you see this? Right, Paul Sandby, 1731 to 1809, was one of the many artists drawn to Harlock in the 18th and 19th centuries by the picturesque qualities of the site. His aquatint of 1776 shows the stronghold from the foot of the castle rock, looking northwards, with Snowdon at a distance. this gate. The Lang stairs. Yeah. Governor's house. And then in the castle itself they also have the National War Museum of Scotland, the Royal Scots Regimental Museum, and the Royal Scots Dragoon Guards Regimental Museum. If you're interested in that kind of thing. Foxgate, Foxgate and St Margaret's Chapel. And this is the big cannon gun that I don't know whether it goes off every hour, I'm not sure. I don't know whether it says here. Probably does somewhere. The Dog Cemetery, the Argyle Tower. The Half Moon Battery. The Half Moon Battery, that sounds like something from Harry Potter. The curved wall of the Half Moon Battery gives Edinburgh Castle an appearance unrivalled anywhere else in the world. It was beat after the Lang siege of 1571-3, over and around the smoking ruin of David's Tower, to serve as the castle's chief high-level defence on its most vulnerable east front. Following the 1689 siege, it was repaired much as you see it now. So, lots to read. The Stone of Destiny. The Scottish National War Museum. Oh, and the military prison. Yeah, that's absolutely fascinating. I remember going in there. I also like old prisons. So that's Edinburgh Castle. I'm just flicking through a few just to get the castle. Whoops. Oh, okay, so here we are. We're back in Wales, and this is Pembroke Castle, birthplace of the Tudor dynasty. So, if I'm remembering correctly, Pembroke Castle is actually in the South Wales. I'm sure somebody will correct me if I'm wrong. This is a smaller guidebook than some of the others. Lots of history. Pembroke before the Normans. The Timber Castle. So it looks as though there were different variations of it over the years. Lots of things to read. And there's a nice map to follow. So now we're back up to Scotland. This is Inverary Castle in Argyllshire. This is home of the Duke of Argyll. Again, a different kind of architecture to the Welsh castles, some of the Welsh castles. Daniel Patterson's plan of the Duke of Argyll's estate in 1756. Here is a painting of, or a combination painting of the previous Earls and Dukes of Argyll. The Campbells. The Campbells, thought to be of British stock from the Kingdom of Strathclyde, probably arrived in Argyll as part of a royal expedition circa 1220. They were settled on Lochowee side, where they were placed in charge of the king's lands in the area. Lots of history of the Campbells, and then the rooms are amazing. State dining room. Look at that! Wow, fabulous ceiling and painted walls, fireplace, dining table, amazing chandelier. Tapestry in the drawing room. Tapestries. Wow, that's pretty impressive. Oh yeah, so here is, they also display things that belong to Rob Roy. Here is his belt and sporran. And there are gardens and a castle shop. So that was Inverary Castle. And here we come to the south of England. Blenheim Palace, which I guess isn't really a castle, but we'll include it anyway. Well, maybe it is a castle, I don't know. I wonder what the difference between a castle and a palace is. It's probably really obvious. Answers on a postcard. So, so Blenheim Palace is in Woodstock, Oxfordshire, and I think the birthplace of Winston Churchill. And this guidebook says the finest view in England, which, having, I come from the north of England, and I would say that was debatable. We have lots and lots of fine views in the north of England, but we'll give them that. So it says here, Sir John Vanbrugh was the architect of Blenheim, and here he is. You see this? Here he is, painted by Sir Godfrey Kneller in 1710. And here is the Sarah, the first Duchess of Marlborough, wearing a mantilla, thought to be in mourning for her baby son Charles, and the painting is by Sir Godfrey Kneller, so by the same person. And here is a pretty spectacular view of Blenheim and the surrounding countryside. Big lake, couple of lakes. is Winston Churchill. Oh, I was right, look. The birth room of Sir Winston Churchill here. More fabulous paintings. This is the first Duke and Duchess of Marlborough, and with their family, painted in 1693 by Closterman. Anyway, that's a book that we could look through in the future. Let's go back to Wales. And here we have the National Trust's Penrhyn Castle. This is a neat little book in Gwynedd. Here it says, Penrhyn in Gwynedd is perhaps the most extraordinary fantasy castle of the 19th century. So this castle, unlike some of the others we've seen, is actually fairly recent. This guidebook charts the rise of the Pennant family, who created the gigantic neo-Norman building, and describes the daily life of Penrhyn in its Victorian heyday. It also provides a fully illustrated tour of the remarkably unaltered interior, which contains superb paintings, furniture and textiles. So this really lovely photograph shows the rugged landscape of Snowdonia on the Penrhyn estate, with the snow-capped Trifan in the background, or is it Trifan? And this chapter 1, the early owners of Penrhyn. So, Richard Pennant, improver. And the rooms, the ebony room, the entrance gallery. I do remember this being particularly spectacular. The servants' bedrooms, full stores and brushing room, the royal visit, pastry pantry. Oh, I wish I had a pastry pantry. Through the door can be seen plates of rich desserts laid out as if waiting to be served to the Prince and Princess of Wales and other guests. They are displayed on pieces from the 1850s Minton dessert service. Nice. Let's see what else we have as I quickly flick through. Oh, so let's go to, now this is another, this is a castle in Cornwall, Tintagel Castle. I'm forgetting my coffee. And this is an English heritage place. Here we go. This says Tintagel Castle is one of the most spectacularly beautiful places in the whole of southwest England. Its dramatic landscape has been used to the setting for some of Britain's most famous legends. The stories of King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table. This unique book offers a guided tour of Tintagel, a fascinating history and a richly illustrated background to the legends of King Arthur. Yeah, that's right. If you're particularly interested in this is the place to go. I remember it being very atmospheric. I mean, I don't know whether this is the same. I mean, I went quite a long time ago. This is an older guidebook, and I do remember that there was such a long walk down a big steep hill, and then you kind of had to walk across this bridge and up quite a steep hill to actually get to the castle itself. I mean, it's possible that things have changed now. I do remember that. You see how rugged the coastline is. Yeah. Yeah, I remember walking across this bridge. That was spectacular and scary all at the same time. And you had to walk quite a long way up to the castle. Some interesting things. Wow, that's interesting. Oh, this is by J.M.W. Turner, who painted several pictures of Tintagel. This one shows the loading of slate into boats in the haven in the early 19th century. You can read about the history of Tintagel. A place of legends. And here on the right hand side you can see this says Merlin has been associated with Tintagel since early times. According to legend, it was his magic that allowed Arthur's conception there. He is shown here with a young knight in an engraving after a drawing by Gustave Doré. Can you see that? Yeah, fabulous place. Oh, that's interesting. Now this is by Edward Burne-Jones. The Beguiling of Merlin. This painting by Burne-Jones shows Merlin being seduced by the water nymph Nimue. So, okay, next one. Now, this is Lindisfarne Castle. This is in the northeast of England, on the Holy Island, on the island of Holy Island. And you get to Lindisfarne Castle and the island by going across a causeway from the mainland. It's in Northumberland, and it's run by the National Trust. Lindisfarne Castle, from Tudor fortress to holiday home. Oh, that's a nice picture. I'll let you look at that for a sec while I have a sip of coffee. So this guidebook tells you about the tour of the castle, the entrance hall, the kitchen, the scullery, the dining room, the ship room. Wow. The ship room. The room takes its name from the wooden model that hangs from the barrel vault. The Henrietta of Amsterdam, a three-masted merchantman of the 1840s. And Actually, for a castle, it looks very comfortable. There's another, the walled garden. And this is a picture of Gertrude Jekyll, who designed the planting for the walled garden. Oh, that's dramatic. Look at that. Wow. Love the colours in that picture. Amazing. So that is Lindisfarne Castle. And then we head up to Scotland again. To St Andrew's Castle, which is run by Historic Scotland. And this is the official souvenir guide. St Andrew's Castle is at St Andrews in Scotland. Again, a beautiful coastline. And here is one of those aerial maps which are so useful when you're going round. You can read about the south front, the fort tower, the entrance gateway, the south range, the earlier fort tower, the blockhouse, the chapel range, the mine and countermain, the east range, the north range, the sea tower and bottle dungeon. Ooh, the bottle dungeon. That sounds interesting. The lower story of Bishop Trail's sea tower may always have been intended for use as a strong prison, with varying grades of accommodation. A castle such as this was certainly expected to find a place for prisoners from the earliest time. Castle life. As a residence, as a fortress, as a prison. Wonderful. And there's St Andrews, the town itself. Aerial view of St Andrews Castle, foreground, and the cathedral. Lovely. And I think, let me see, we've got lots of guidebooks here, but let's, so we're back to Wales again, and this is Conway Castle in North Wales, one of my favourite places. Conway and town walls. And the suspension bridge was by, oh, you can't really see it, might be in a better picture somewhere else, by Thomas Telford. Here we go, this one. Here's Edward I again. Edward I originally intended that Conway should be the administrative centre of a new county. In the event, Caernarfon assumed this role. This late 13th century manuscript illustration depicts the king. It's from the National Archives. A history of Conway Castle. It's a nice illustration. Conway Castle was effectively complete by 1287, just 4 years years after construction began. This artist's impression shows how the castle is perfectly tailored to the rocky outcrop on which it sits, surrounded on three sides by water. The inner ward with its royal apartments can be seen to the left. The outer ward with its curving great hall range is to the right. Illustration by Terry Ball, 1997. So you can read about the castle in the 14th century, the period during the reign of the Tudors and Stuarts. And during the Civil War, Conway, about 1600. You can read about the artists and antiquarians at Conway. And then the guidebook also gives you a tour of the castle. It tells you more about it. The royal apartments. The royal apartments at Conway were rarely put to their intended purpose of housing the king and queen. Edward I stayed here over Christmas 1294 and early into 1295. His son, the future Edward II, also stayed at Conway in 1301 to receive homage as Prince of Wales. In this manuscript illustration, Prince Edward is created Prince of Wales by his father, King Edward I, and that's an illustration from the British Library. So, let me see if we have any more. So let's finish with, we have two Welsh castles again, Caernarfon Castle and Beaumaris, which is on Anglesey. Caernarfon Castle and town walls. Oh, that's a lovely picture. Caernarfon Castle begun in 1283 and still not completely finished when building work stopped in about 1330. It's one of the most striking buildings the Middle Ages have left to us. It is one of a group of imposing and majestic castles in North Wales that still remain in a state of some completeness. I remember it's a very large castle. Caernarfon before King Edward I. The building of the town and castle first phase. Architects and builders. The birth of a prince. The 1294 revolt and the second building phase. A tour of the castle. So that's a lovely book to read, a lovely guidebook. And then we'll finish with Beaumaris Castle, which is one of my favourites as well. This is on Anglesey. And here we have one of those bird's eye views again. The castle on the Fir Marsh. Oops. The castle on the Fir Marsh, Beaumaris. Beaumaris in Norman French was begun on 18th of April 1295. It was the last of the great royal castles with which, from 1277 onwards, King Edward I of England ringed the North Wales seaboard, from Flint to Aberystwyth. Like the other strongholds at Rhuddlan, Aberystwyth and Harlech, it was designed on the concentric plan, with the main courtyard of the castle surrounded by a narrow enclosing ward, and both of them in turn protected by a wide outer moat. The history of Beaumaris Castle. The building of the castle, 1295 to 98. This early 14th century manuscript illustration shows a king and his master mason who is holding a compass and a set square emblematic of his skill and authority. Edward I entrusted the direction of the work at Beaumaris to James of St. George, the Savoyard master mason, who had already played a central role in the building of the royal castles in North Wales, and that illustration is from the British Library. These guidebooks have a door, which, to be honest with you, you tend not to sort of read when you're going around the castle itself. It's more for afterwards, I guess. The inner ward, the Southgate passage. This is a 15th century manuscript illustration showing the use of inclined scaffold ramps. Lines of put-log holes on the western curtain wall indicate that a similar arrangement was probably used during the construction of the castle. And this is from the Bibliothèque Sainte-Geneviève in Paris. So that's the end of my show and tell of my various brochures of different castles that I've visited over the years. I actually do